Hey guys, it's Jonathan from Stubmaster Reviews, and today I'm here to review the new Netflix horror film, Apostle, starring Dan Stevens. So, Apostle follows this Christian missionary who was exiled from China, and he was tortured and everything. That was a part of history back in the city of Peking. I believe it was the 18th century. I may or may not be wrong. But anywho, after that, he comes home to find that his sister has been kidnapped by crazy cultists on an island off the coast of England, and he's sent over by his father's caretaker because his father is senile and can no longer deal with this himself. So he has to travel to this island, infiltrate this cult, and save his sister from, certain death. I had heard nothing about Apostle before it came out on Netflix, but it looked interesting, so I went ahead and I watched it, and wow, this is definitely one of the best Netflix movies available to stream right now. Dan Stevens, I'm a really big fan of his work. I personally am more familiar with him from like indie films like The Guest rather than Downton Abbey. I know that he was really good in that show as well. But the thing that struck me about this film overall is that it's very unsettling. But not only that, but it uses very inventive camera angles. There are a lot of intense struggles and fights in the film where the camera will rotate around the group and follow the action without becoming shaky. It's almost as if there's like an extension from the camera, and basically the camera uses the body as a reference point and just kind of travels along. So it gave the fights and all the action a very gritty and in-your-face sense without becoming nauseating. Another thing I really enjoyed about this film is just the setting. So the majority of the film takes place on this isolated island off the coast of England. It's always cloudy. It's like creepy, almost Puritanesque woods everywhere. And I really enjoyed like the settler town that it takes place in. All the inhabitants are brainwashed, and it's very scary because you know that cults like this have happened before, and people, without the supernatural element that this film gets into, but that people actually buy into this, and that's what makes it even scarier. The fact that when you realize that there's something wrong with this and you try to rebel, that you're immediately labeled as a heretic, and then they'll come after you. So there's always that fear in the film. Also, when we actually get into the supernatural elements, because for a while there, I didn't even know that was going to be a part of the film. I think it was in the trailer, but once that stuff gets in, all the horror elements, all the prosthetics, that looks fantastic and just adds to the atmosphere of being unsettling. This movie just really just rubs you the wrong way sometimes in the best possible way. So I'm not going to go ahead and spoil any more of Apostle. All I can say is, yet again, I was surprised by a movie this year that I had, zero expectations for. And Apostle blew me away. The only problem I think it may have, maybe a little bit of pacing issues towards the halfway point. But other than that, Gareth Evans really directed a visceral horror film that there's really nothing else like it that I can think of, because it balances the aesthetics of an art house film with the grittiness of any like modern horror film, and they mesh surprisingly well. So I'm going to give Apostle a 4 out of 5 stars. It's really rare that you have a Netflix movie that's really this good, so I recommend you check it out. So guys, how'd you like the review? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Please let me know in the comments. Also, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so. You can also buy our merch at cafeprice.com/Stubmasters. I'm Jonathan from Stubmaster Reviews. Have an excellent day.